Now at 10, authorities respond to a train derailment just outside of Neosho, Missouri. Plus, reciting the FFA Creed in Spanish takes a Uniontown High School student to national honors. And Miami played host tonight to a celebration of Native American history and culture.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
5 loaded rail cars carrying paper on a CPKC train derailed at approximately 3 a.m. this morning, just south of Neosho. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Snowy. Authorities report no injuries, no hazardous materials, and no threat to public safety or the environment. CPKC teams arrived on site with additional equipment and crews to tackle the cleanup of the rail cars. Authorities are investigating the cause of the derailment. You can head over to KOAMnewsnow.com for more information as this story develops. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. Temperatures right about where we should be for this time of the year. Cold start 32 during the morning hours. 63 is where we topped out. Average high 61. So again, where we should be for the first half of November. Record high 79 set back in 1949. All right, let's go outside. We have clear skies, but look at the clouds increasing really along the I-35 corridor. Wichita to Oklahoma City, even a few showers down through the panhandles. I think most of that moisture is going to fall apart before it makes it here. We may get a random sprinkle in the morning hours. We'll drop back into the 30s, back to 51 by 10 a.m. A lot of clouds during the morning. Of course, we'll look at the rest of the weekend and next week coming up here in just a bit.
Thanks, Doug. A Uniontown High School sophomore wins the first ever national FFA Spanish Creed speaking contest. The competition, which also has an English version, aims to develop public speaking abilities, highlighting the organization's values and beliefs. Maria Cibrian Vasquez is the only Hispanic student at Uniontown High School. Kansas doesn't yet offer the Creed contest in Spanish, but she had the chance to represent Uniontown in Indianapolis after transferring from California in the fall.
A while to adapt to this, but now, everyone, since I won, everyone loves me now, and I just feel so accepted. It's wonderful. I like it.
It was just another opportunity for us to let her know that she's a part of our family at our school and that we not only accept her, but we're proud of her.
32 students from 16 states competed in the National Spanish Creed competition. FFA membership includes more than 100,000 Hispanic and Latino members. A Native American culture celebration took place today in Miami at the historic Coleman Theater. I visited the theater to learn about the celebration of Native history and culture. Renewing and Empowering Indigenous Narratives, also known as RAIN, is hosting its annual Native American celebration at the Coleman Theater in Miami from November 10th to the 11th.
So we're celebrating Native American voices and cultures and everything else about Natives.
The celebration, held in conjunction with the Native American Heritage Month, is free to the public.
Because of the support of the tribes in the area, it makes it free. So they're the ones that have paid for this, and so they're the ones that provided all these people to come in, and it's free to the public. You don't have to be Native to be here. Come and learn something. The
2-day celebration featured events like Native storytelling and shows like Buddy Big Mountain, the first Native American ventriloquist.
I am here to bring some light laughter and actually education when no one knows they're being educated.
There was also a fashion show featuring Native American designers, including Aaliyah McCormick, who has been featured in New York Fashion Week for her unique Native handbag designs.
This one is the logo for bluebird flower, which it's an incredible flower that you make fry bread out of. It's probably the best flour you can use to make fry bread out of. And so I took an actual flour bag, the cloth flour bags, and made a bag out of it.
McCormick, an enrolled citizen of the Muskogee tribe, has found a true sense of community.
And Native designers, male and female, either one, are very supportive of each other. And it's a great little community to be a part of. I mean, Natives are community people anyway, but we're community with even tribes that we're not, familiar with.
Tomorrow, the celebration will continue at the Coleman Theater with a moccasin making class at 10 a.m. A little later, John and the rest of the sports team have a busy night with an extended edition of Friday Night Football. And that's coming up later. Plus, we're getting a history lesson on board an antique army train from the 40s.
Dear Detour, let's go places.
A historic train replica is making its first public appearance in over 20 years at the Joplin Veterans Day Parade. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
If you attend the Veterans Day Parade in Joplin, you may get the chance to see this.
Well, this train was built for a group called the 40 and 8 Society, and that's honoring the French use of their boxcars to haul our soldiers during World War I and World War II. And it was built at a vocational technical school in Camden, New Jersey, built on a 1954 Chevy bus frame. It's all aluminum, 3/4 scale replica of a 1903 French locomotive, and it's just amazing.
This piece of American history was recently obtained by retired Navy Captain Steve Burnett. Burnett says while it's fun to have a big toy, the heritage and history behind it isn't taken for granted.
Have great respect for those who have gone before and those who are in service right now, and so to do something like this around Veterans Day is very sobering for me.
The replica is equipped with all the bells and whistles. In fact, it even has a cannon.
Hello.
And now that this piece of American history resides within the four-state area, Steve knows exactly what to do with it.
I just hope to do what they did back east, and that is to get it out to honor the veterans as much as possible.
It's a good thing during the parade Steve will be behind the wheel and not me. But it's an even better thing that this replica of pure American history is back in commission. Reporting for KOAM News, I'm Anthony Saviello.
The Joplin Veterans Day Parade is slated to begin at 10 a.m. on Main Street. A little later, it's a big night for area football. John kicks off the latest edition of Friday Night Football in just a few minutes.
Please donate to
Roper Honda.
Well, it's turned out to be a nice Friday evening. Of course, a lot of high school playoff football going on, and we have been dry. Temperatures have fallen back pretty quickly, but it looks good. Big night. It's Friday night outside downtown Joplin, and we're looking at one of our tower cams. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, of course. We are looking off toward the north and to the east. Looks good. We're dry outside. We're going to stay dry as we go through the overnight hours. Temperatures are dropping back now anywhere from 40 to near 50 degrees, but most of us will go into the mid-30s eventually later on tonight, but not a whole bunch going on. Pretty much clear skies across the region. You can see some clouds increasing Wichita down toward Oklahoma City. This is a weak wave, but it does have some showers across panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. This wave is heading toward us, but I think most of that moisture falls apart, so we're going to get the clouds, but we can't rule out a random sprinkler too as we go into the morning hours tomorrow. Besides that, it looks okay. All right, in our upper levels, you can see that upper little wave, another one out across the Pacific Northwest, but there's not any big storm systems. They're going to be affecting us as we go through the next several days. All right, let me walk you through the weekend. Here come the clouds. After midnight tonight, we'll stop at 6:30 in the morning. Again, you can see a couple showers to our west, maybe a sprinkle. Best chance is going to be on the Kansas side. It's cold, mid-30s. By the noon hour, mostly cloudy still, mid-50s. And then once we get into the afternoon hours, a little bit more sunshine than what we're going to see in the morning. You can see a high temps right around 60, maybe 61, maybe a notch or two cooler than what we did see today. But again, right where we should be for this time of the year. We clear out tomorrow night, we cool down again, we drop back into the mid to upper 30s. So another chilly night to start the day off on Sunday. And then Sunday looks pretty good, a little bit warmer. A lot more sunshine. We go into the mid 60s across the region and not as cold on Sunday night into Monday morning. So overall, the weekend's looking pretty good. If we break it down, 60 on Saturday, 64 on Sunday. Great fall-like weather, chilly nights, mild and sunny afternoons. All right, let's go down the road. We're going to start with Monday morning. So Monday into Tuesday, a weak wave passes just to our south. We get some clouds, but right now it looks like the rain stays to our south. We have a little stronger storm system that finally moves in late next week into next weekend, but this kind of starts the flow for the beginnings of this next active part of the pattern. And we have several storm systems which are going to drop in the week of Thanksgiving. Of course, that's a big travel week. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on that. All right, 60 tomorrow, 64 Sunday, 67 on Monday, pushing 70 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and mainly dry over the next several days. Elise?
Doug and I are getting out of here so we can turn it over to John, Brock, and the rest of the KOAM sports team for an extended edition of Friday Night Football. It's next.
Visors are now available.
You're watching 4-State Friday Night, proudly sponsored by GN Bank, Crawcan, Sticklin and Sticklin Law Firm, and Macco Builders.
Hey, welcome into a special edition of 4-State's Friday Night with Brock Baldridge. I'm John Dales. We told you last week was our final show, but with so many of our teams still alive, we're back tonight, and we start with our game of the week. That's Webb City at home for the Class 5 District 7 Championship, taking on Carthage. Second meeting of the year between them. The two teams traded receptions on their first drives. Webb City's second drive ends with an Omari Jackson touchdown run, puts the Cards up 7-0. Second quarter now, same score, Jackson again, this time from 37 yards out. Another house call, that puts Webb City on top 13-zip. Now the Cards not taking the foot off the gas pedal. Gabe Johnson takes this sweep, goes around the corner. He rumbles 76 yards to the house. That puts Webb City up 27-0. Opening kick now with the second half. More of the same. Carthage trying to set up a return. Ryan Reed knocks the ball free. Connor Gaiman is going to be the one who falls on it and recovers it. All Webb City in this one. Cardinals win 42-7 to take home a district championship.
Talked about the Class 5 District 7 title. Now we go to the Class 4 District 7 title. Well, the Nevada Tigers, they've come up short in the district title game the past 2 seasons, and their opponent, Carl Junction, they came into the playoffs as a 1-8 team. Can they keep the Cinderella story going? Well, Carl Junction on the road tonight facing Nevada for that Class 4 district title game. We start things off with the opening kickoff of the game. Carl Junction going to return it, but they fumble the ball. The Tigers open the game with a turnover. Nevada couldn't ask for a better start than that. That's going to lead to an easy Jack Cheney touchdown. Tigers score first but miss the extra point. 6-0 Nevada. So, first Carl Junction possession now. Quarterback Dexter Merrill with the read option over the Johnny Starks, but he fumbles the football, and Nevada's Bryce Budd recovers it. Nevada going to go right back to their guy, Jack Cheney, on the offensive end, goal line, touchdown. He makes it look so easy. Gets a second of the night. Tigers lead 12-0. Carl Junction, well, they're going to show some fight in this one. Bulldogs down 19-0 with 12 seconds left to go in the half, but Dexter Merrill, don't question his toughness, stretches out over the goal line for the touchdown. The Bulldogs trail 19-7 at halftime, but it wasn't quite enough. Third time's the charm. The Nevada Tigers win the district championship, and they are headed to the state quarterfinals next Saturday against Kearney.
Well, now over to the district title game at Lamar. They're at home with one of their biggest tests yet, taking on undefeated Adrian. As we move to the Missouri Class 2 District 5 championship game, Adrian Blackhawks taking on the Lamar Tigers. Early in this one, Colton Miller throws the ball down the field, but a deflection by Alex Wilkerson knocks it free. Later on, Miller dropping back. He throws it deep and he finds Kobe Enos, who makes a spectacular grab. Adrian on the move. Plays on the other side now because it's the new quarter. Hunter Bailey with a clean gap. That's a Blackhawk touchdown. Lamar in a little bit of trouble early. Cooper Hahn, though, takes this handoff to the outside. He gets some blocking, and he's going to reach the end zone for a touchdown. It's 7-6, Lamar leading. Later on, Wilkerson on offense now in a QB. He rolls out. He tries to find Chase Query, but his pass tipped and picked by Brock Ford. Lamar gets pushed in this one, but they end up winning. Final score, 35-18.
You know, we talked about some of our Missouri teams. Now we head over to the Kansas side, where the Parsons Vikings are only 2 wins away from reaching the state title game. But in order to get there, they got to go through an undefeated Topeka Hayden team. Vikings taking on the field, ready to advance closer to that state title game. Topeka Hayden receiving the opening kickoff, but they would cough it up. Parsons with amazing field position to start off the game. Vikings have to go for a field goal after not having much luck on the offense. 25-yarder, no good, says the referee. So we'll play on. But Topeka Hayden's offense is taking over. Already at midfield, Cade Mitchell would take the handoff and no problems getting past the Parsons Vikings defense there. Easy touchdown, 7-0 Wildcats this one. But Parsons with the ball now. Cade Brown receives a touchdown pass from Trey Mack. Nice little connection there. We're tied 7 apiece. Hayden now deep in Viking territory. Finn Dunshee with the carry, punching it in from 5 yards out. It's 14-0 Wildcats. The two teams with trade TDs in the second, 21-13 Wildcats. But Topeka Hayden now with the kickoff return against Parsons, and they are going to return this all the way for a touchdown. Man, not good there on special teams. Cade Mitchell again gets the points there for Topeka Hayden. Wildcats up 28-13 at that point, and Hayden rolls on this evening as they defeat the Parsons Vikings 64-19, your final score. Well, as we head over to the break, we're going to get some other scores throughout the 4 states. As you can see, we'll start things off with Seneca winning the district title over Mount Vernon.
I'm not coming out until Casey's has thin crust.
Service. We're proud to salute Stephen Dunn, a 4-state hero.
Hey, welcome back to 4 States Friday night. Before the break, we showed you Parsons coming up short against Hayden. Now we go to Class 1A and to Colgan. And in that game, Colgan in the sectional playoffs, they win. They're the sectional champions. The Panthers take down the Bears 33-8. They're going to be at home next week. Brock, this is about as close as Colgan has played in a long time.
Yeah, you know, close game there, but Colgan able to come out with a victory. And, you know, John, that's what good teams do. That's why they're the number 1 seed in the Class 1A sectionals. We'll head over to the Class 3A sectional now, where the Frontenac Raiders are in a big game going against Holton this week. Holton takes the field, and so they will play against the Frontenac Raiders. It's going to be a tough game here. So Holton, they're going to take the game's opening drive on the field, and they're going to punch it in as the quarterback keeper, Eli Hauer, is going to make some guys miss on the defense, and he's going to tightrope the sideline, get in for the touchdown. It's now 6-0 Wildcats with 9:02 left in the first quarter. So Holton now, well, they're going to expand their lead as this time Hauer is going to run again. Frontenac just can't get him down. It's his second rushing touchdown of the night. He goes in to score 6. So now, they're able to get the 2-point conversion, so that's going to make it 14-0 now, Wildcats, midway through the second quarter. Frontenac now, they're going to get their first touchdown of the night. This 7-yard touchdown pass from Cal Turlip over to Jaden Hupton, bringing down the Raiders with a 14-7 as they trail on this one, 52 seconds left in the second quarter. So Holton going to try to stretch their lead 22-7 here early in the third quarter. On this touchdown run from Abbott Hunley, he is rumbling, he is in. Holton rolls on from there, taking Frontenac down 35-22, and that will end the season for the Frontenac Raiders.
Now we go back to Missouri. Joplin surprised some people last week. They beat up on Kickapoo. This week, the Eagles, again in enemy territory, taking on Nixa. Nixa hosting Joplin. You might remember, Eagles came up short against the Eagles. Joplin lost that first game to Nixa earlier in the season. Early first quarter, Joplin trailing 7-0. Hobbs Gooch finds Davin Thomas in the flat. Big gain. That'll move the chains. He picks up the first down. Drive would stall, though. Later in the first, 21-zip. Nixa. Gooch finds future Mizzou tight end Whit Hafer for the touchdown. It's 21-7. Joplin back in it. 28-7 in the second quarter. Quinn Renfro bursts free up the middle here. He's so explosive, and he's going to get a 72-yard touchdown finally, or 72 yards tripped up just short of the touchdown at the 1. Very next play, Renfro finishes the job, makes it 28-14, but Joplin was just chasing all night. 42-14 score at half, and Joplin, their season comes to an end. Nixa wins 56-34.
Well, McDonald County, they came off a big win last week against West Plains. And this time, the Mustangs look to win their first district title in school history against Bolivar. McDonald County knocking off the defending district champion, West Plains, last week. Midway through the first quarter, the Mustangs are driving now as Dustin Dowd, the quarterback keeper, he's got a seam and he is gone for the touchdown. McDonald County strikes first at 7-0. Time winding down the first quarter. McDonald County on the attack again. Dowd drops back and connects with who else? Josh Pacheco there for the second touchdown of the night. It's now 14-0 in the second quarter. Late in the first half, this little trick play here by Bolivar. Drake Durham's going to pass to Luke Dill, and Dill back over to Durham, and Durham's going down the sideline before finally getting knocked out of bounds. And that's going to set up this play as Durham once again, he's going to roll outside and he's going to find Gardner Casey, who kept the ball himself for the touchdown. Bolivar cuts the deficit in half, 14-7 as we head to the locker room. But this night belongs to the McDonald County Mustangs as they, yes, have indeed won their first title in school history, 40-21 final score.
Well, that's all the time we have for you in this edition of 4 State Friday Night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here on Friday nights next fall.